How does a herd mentality think? I'm just asking because if I don't watch the news and I've already lived, I was actually here during the moon and all that stuff is questionable for many, many, many years. We've already gone by all that. Already there's a million theories with the Kennedy assassination. Final conclusion, movie, shooting a movie, Daily Plaza, when they went real. It's a movie script, and they were shooting a movie. They probably shot some scenes early, and then, the Zapruder film is all hokey. Before that, we thought it was The Driver. Before that, we thought it was Jackie reaching over. I mean, there was just a million theories, but never the one they gave us, and all the, lone assassin stuff. Look into it. I mean, this is early conspiracy stuff. RFK, Martin Luther King. I believe Martin Luther King was they just gave him a fake name, made him Martin Luther in the Bible. There's a Martin Luther, a white guy. So there's a million of those. They'll copy a character and place it as a black guy in nowadays because of pre-programming. Like Master of Disaster is a black dude in Rocky. Okay, but that's what they do in movies. It's basically, they're talking about the black dude is basically the dude, the Master of Disaster is gonna fuck all these people up, but they want Rocky is the hero and all that stuff, but he's really not. He's really just a sap actor, kook. But the real Rocky would be they're both characters of the Master of Disaster because he has many characters, but they got to pick something and make it a hero. Adrian, kind of a retard. Look at all his other movies, and then you find out he's a she, and they're all pregnant. Arnold's a she. I mean, they're all she's. Fucking, who's that karate guy? I can't even think of his name. That white karate guy. See, we had to live with in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Just chilly. I can't even think. Chuck Norris. Fuck. Are you kidding me? And then I really think that the reason why they don't want anyone over 50 living is because of the things like I call out or what I see. If you're not paid, like Olsen and Alva and all these guys who have been around, I figured out there's Steve Olsen from 1961. There's a younger skater from the 90s named Steve Olsen. This is for the name, so you can maybe get me. Jason Adams, Jay Adams. Dwayne Petrie, like Dwayne Petrie Dish, PD. Dwayne Petrie. And then you have Steve Olsen is just like Steve Olsen, but Dwayne Peters and Dwayne Petrie, it's a little different, right? Jason Adams and Jay Adams, little different. But Steve Olsen, young Steve Olsen and old Steve Olsen are exact match. They can put Steve Olsen street skating and it'll pop up. And Steve Olsen is that guy. So, and he's got an afro. I'm just saying, let's act like it's the GAYMES on To Catch Me If You Can, because they have to show you in movies what they're doing on other things. And I don't want to lose you too bad. Because there'll be a bunch of movies that imitate this or say that, and he. It's all scripted mentality. Unfortunately, when you lose your soul, you totally become a geek. There's no way to get around it. Style is gone, love is gone. Now you have to fake it. That's what happens. So now, then, if you want to show your love for Lucifer, you have to secretly become a Baphomet. You have to become a you have to transition. You have to go through transitioning. The whole time I was falsely married to someone with the initial CP, the same initials as my son that was killed, that was died, Chess Peters. Okay, and then so they really love all this word power and word trickery. They love the AA, the bail. Okay, they love the AA, to be able to tell what people are doing. Send them to meetings. These people go to meetings all day, every day. Traditions. They have to read the traditions over and over and over again. Everything is scripted. I don't think they get to be able to remember very much. So their memory probably gets less. And then if you get vaxxed, it probably just slowly. So you have to have a phone, and then these people don't want to have phones down the road, because they want to get brain chipped. so they can live forever. They're all panicking about living forever. So everything that we're scripted on thinking that, oh, we get paid to do this, we get paid to do that, you'll spend years and years trying to get good at this and good at that. They don't pay you, and usually you go away, go find something else. I didn't go away. They stopped paying me after I won everything, and they had to cheat about it. And then Eddie's buddy Hackett sends me the tapes that shows Eddie cheating. So I show the tapes. Wow, okay, nothing ever did make sense. Fuck, they did this right behind my back. Fuck, I was right there when they did that. Man, they had such a psyops going on. If I would have said anything, it would have fucked me even worse. They would have just denied it. They deny everything. There's no getting around it. If there's an op on you, you're just going down. I could tell a million stories. The Brad Bowman story, when he ends up with my chick at that very contest. They tried everything to get me to go nuts at that contest. When I did go nuts at Carson years later, it's just been years and years and then they'll keep stuff out that really happened, put pictures of skaters, like skaters revolt. None of them are revolting. I was revolting, but they show pictures of Gator, Lucero, and some other guys all like with their with their girl hair, and skaters revolting. And meanwhile I'm going to jail. Nobody knows about it because I ran at Carson contest to get away from a bunch of windbreaker bouncers that were because Frank Hawk said, "Get him!" And I was like, "Fuck you." I fucking smashed one of those guys right in the face with my board. I lost my board. I did another and had to get out of there. I went to jail. And I always heard that Christian has your board. And then in Vancouver one year, vert contest, and I had screws on the bottom of my board because I couldn't feel my feet. So I was just, I was so whacked on pills and so young, I didn't know what was possible and what wasn't with balance and all that. I was so whacked out of balance. And, they were trying to kill me. I was on the 26th floor of a building, staying with all these skaters. I was hanging upside down from the 26th floor balcony, upside down with the bars hanging over, like, oh, look, I'm inverting. And everyone was just going, fucking keep going, die, fucker. And I kept pulling it off. Then at that contest, I was like, fucking, I couldn't even skate. And I just went, I'm going to go down and do the highest front side. I pulled off probably 6 or 8 feet off the wall because I was in another world. I was like, here I go. I didn't even practice or anything. And I flew off right to the flat bottom, right on my shoulder, broke my collarbone, got up, walked right out the side to the stadium door and to a parking lot, flagged a cab down, left my board on the flat bottom, and took a cab back to the hotel that the company that sent me there, and to get my pills and just take some pills and sit there and go, fuck, what happened? And I broke my collarbone again. Christian has always got your board, never gave it back to me. Fucking weird. Then he goes to jail. He was stealing some of my furniture that me and my CIA girlfriend at that time, who took my record label. These people all work together. What can we get from him now? What can we get from him now? Olsen shows up in a limo at my house. Okay, now he's Mr. Lucky on some insurance fucking .com fucking, I'm Mr. Lucky. He's getting all these commercials on TV. I'm like on the road all the time just playing these dives. And there's a big billboard of Olsen, Mr. Lucky, do it for Mr. He looks like he's a millionaire. He pulls up in a limo to come smoke a joint with me and my girls there. And I didn't know that every time I left for the road, he was coming to my house and acting like it's his office and because he's going secretly out with my girl at that time, Trisha, and they're plotting against me. Olsen and his kid came over one time. We went to go skate and they went right to my room. They got there earlier than me. I wasn't supposed to show up yet. And there they are in my office, totally on my computer, doing shit. And I'm like, whoa. So I had to walk up there and go, fuck, what's going on here? In retrospect, it was like, whoa, fuck, okay, now I get it. That motherfucker, okay, that's why he was just totally living there when I was gone. And then Lance Mountain he has a house in, where the Rose Bowl is, Pasadena, but then he's staying in an apartment right down the street from my house. That Arab got me, a deal for $1,200, Dwayne, here, you can stay here. They set you up in a little pad, you got to pay for it, do all the shit jobs, but then they get all these apartments around you and fully spy on you, this and that. Every time I went skating, there's Lance and this guy, and that's weird, and nobody else, and it was very weird. Kelly Belmar, Chicken, all of them, watching them all change. John Lucero, they're all at my wedding, they're all at my kid's funeral, and then they all leave. None of them are genuine. They've shown it to me forever. Then there's herd mentality. Everybody, they send all these dudes over to me, like when we got the shop, no one gives me any attention. They act like all my shit, my stuff, my gold stuff from the past is all shit and don't buy any of it. But secretly, they want all of it because they don't have anything this fucking real. They have everything that's fake skaters and fake this and fake that. What about Tony Hawk's fucking lane? That's a Tony Hawk old skateboard from before his time, but he learned on that because his brother Steve, who ends up with Big Brother magazine, then Tony Hawk buys Skateboarder magazine. Tony Hawk gets a deal with Disney in the late 80s or 90s for his life story. Wait, there's something going on here. Wait, they scripted him for Captain Kangaroo the first fucking time he fucking goes to skate and all this bullshit. Okay, there's nothing scripted going on here. Here, Dwayne, give Eddie his first set of Hobie claws, Santa Claus, Satan Christ, all this weird shit. I've had Eddie when they were all zoning in on me and I had to go to Arizona to get out of here because I had too many warrants, and my fake mom came down. It was a big the kids are out in the yard and Eddie Alguera shows up in the middle of all this dysfunctional family shit. I can't get off the junk. I'm gonna go to Arizona and go to a rehab and just go try to become a poet. Brenda's down there. Eddie tells me Dwayne, you got to know something. I'm Jesus Christ and you're the devil, and I'm protecting you. I'm trying to keep you safe. You know how you're 6'12", 6'1", telling me all this shit, and I'm like, you know what? You people are fucking, get away from me, dude. I got on a bus, made Brenda buy me a bottle of whiskey, Kessler, a pint of Kessler, and I fucking took off to Arizona, and that was a story of its own, you know. Ended up in a Sally over there, and ended up in a ditch begging for change, almost got killed, full Manson-style family. Then I see that Dwayne Peters is God, you know, fucking on a record in a record store. Okay, and then I had to fucking get my ass back and just go turn myself into jail. And this is like in 88, 89, you know. And then I had to really go get sober in 90. I was like turning 30 and I was like, fuck, I gotta really go get sober and fucking knock this shit off because I'm all trained to party no matter what. And it's fucking me up. And so that was a whole, now here we go. The next 25 years, I'm just gonna try to get off the booze and the dope. And in between, I gotta fight all these fuckers over here in music, over here in skateboarding.